A hurricane may threaten Hawaii, and a tropical storm is likely to develop over the Atlantic Ocean in the next 7 days to 10 days. Let's take a look at the latest tropical update. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020. All right, let's start by looking at that risk over the Pacific Ocean. You can see the red area. This area is the area that we're most concerned with. There's three areas. Look at that. Very rare sight there to see three different areas of concern from the National Hurricane Center. You can see that. We'll get to that and the problem over the Atlantic Ocean in a minute. All right, our next named storm will be Cristobal. We're forecasting only 8 to 12 storms this season. So Hannah would be the 8th, Kyle would be the 12th. So somewhere between Hannah, Isaiah. Okay, this one right here, this name, Isaias. I don't know, whatever it is. What kind of name is that? It's amazing. That I will work on. Josephine and Kyle will be the other ones. Oh boy. Sorry about that one. All right, our named storms, 8 to 12 named storms is our forecast from the beginning. We don't change our forecast because nothing has changed at all. Other forecasts have been coming down to our numbers, but 14 is average. We're expecting below average. One of the big influences is El Nino, plus we analyze the LRC to make these forecasts. Of course, the most accurate 3 years in a row from 2022 to 2024. We're still expecting 2 to 3 major hurricanes this season, so something to watch. Hopefully nothing threatening the United States. One bad storm can make it a bad season. The track tropical Bertha took July 17th to 23rd is important. This part of the pattern, where Bertha formed, is going to return. Okay, the part of the pattern that produced Bertha will return late September into early October. So this area, watch out for late September, early October for that part of the pattern to return. We're expecting a 65% probability of a system in here based on analytics of past hurricane season studies. Another risk, we have 3 risks. This is the second one, mid to late August into early September. So this is due in the next 2 to 3 weeks to start developing, possibly over the Caribbean, although it may move in for the Atlantic. It may be one of these risks developing now, and then it'll have a risk of a track, something like this. The next one is late August to mid-September risk window for a system that will come in off the coast of Africa or possibly develop near the islands or intensify in this zone and threaten the southeast United States, including eastern Florida. These are the main risks of this year. This week's developing pattern is being continuation of being dominated by this Anchor Ridge. This set up last fall. If you're brand new to the LRC, the pattern sets up in October and November and cycles all the way through the next September. So here we are in August, we're still in the same pattern, and that's why there's fires, that's why there's drought. However, there may be a kink in the armor here that is going to allow some thunderstorms and a monsoon disturbance to come up into Colorado. I hope so. Here's the setup at 18,000 feet above us. Look at this trough down the west coast. That system off in the Pacific may be intensifying into a hurricane, threatening Florida. This is next Friday. And a large anticyclone. Look at the flow around this thing. You have a flow like this all the way around this big anticyclone or heat wave creating machine spreading over the southeast. But because it's shifting east, it's opening the door for a disturbance. A series of little disturbances to come out could bring some monsoon moisture badly needed for Colorado and possibly into Nebraska. Here are those 2 systems on Sunday, a week from today. You can see a system north of Hawaii could be a hurricane, so we got to watch that. And usually the worst hurricanes are farther south, so hopefully this one does not have major impacts on the Hawaiian Islands, but we got to watch that for late next weekend. And then the tropical disturbance that could be a tropical storm in the Atlantic Ocean. So here are again those Hawaiian Islands risks. This one right here in the red, and then there's 2 other risks in the tropical Atlantic. over the Atlantic Ocean, we have one risk that's a 40% chance of development, but I'm saying it's probably 70%. And this one could grow too. This is the one that's likely related to the prediction we made for that Jamaica part of the pattern, the Hurricane Melissa part of the pattern that will cycle through. Temperatures are hot. 110-degree heat over Kansas is likely early this week. 99 in Kansas City perhaps on Tuesday. But then the pattern should break down and colder airs will come in. But look at this. Here's the monsoon moisture streaming out of the Gulf of Mexico, slamming into the mountains of Mexico with thunderstorms, and then it tries to come up over Colorado and then sneaks around. When it interacts with the jet stream, there could be some severe weather again over this area. And so this is the outlook for the next 15 days from the GFS AI model. We have our own LRC model. If you're interested, explore the Weather 2020 Weather Vision dashboard powered by the patent pending LRC. Contact us at hello@weather2020.com. All right, so there's your tropical update real quick today. Have a great day. Our next full update will be on weather2020.substack.com. Weather2020.substack.com. That report will be out Tuesday. Have a good day.